What is going on, guys? Today's video, we're going to be working on this Seadoo Sportster Speedster. Either way, they kind of did a little bit of name change, but it has the 4Tech 155 horse engine in it. And we've been doing a bunch of stuff to this boat. If you guys have one of these and you're interested in different upgrades, we ended up putting this top on it. We redid all the upholstery for brand new upholstery because it was all ripped and torn. And we've been doing a ton of stuff to this thing, getting this thing right. What I'm gonna do right now is just some basic maintenance. We've got spark plugs, we've got some oil, we've got our gaskets, and we've got an oil filter. So I'm gonna be doing all this stuff. You guys can use the Seadoo brand oil if you want. I'm down here in the south where it's super, super hot. So I ended up going with Rotella synthetic blend, since that's what the factory stuff is a synthetic blend. I think it's 5W40 that they use, but this is obviously 1540, so it's a little bit heavier at startup, but at the temperatures we are down here, we're not even really going to be getting into the startup temperature, so should be a better oil in my opinion. I also have here, I'm just going to show you guys, but it'll be a separate video. I am going to be changing the fuel filters that are in the tank on this thing as well. I've also been told it's a good maintenance item to do, so I have that here. Just want to show you guys that we will be doing that as well if you guys are trying to do a tune-up on one of these things. So let's get started. First things first, we're going to have to get the oil out, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to use to get that done. Let it do its thing. All right, so while the oil was being removed, I ended up just taking out the plugs, which you saw me do there. To get to this, you just pop off the engine cover, it just pops off, and then your coil packs, they just unplug, you just squeeze them right here, and then you pull off the plug, and then these just pull straight up, and then you can remove it. But let me show you something with the plugs. So these are brand new NGK plugs. You'll notice the ones that I took out, these used ones, they don't have the cap on them. So you will have to remove and unscrew this cap, so just be conscious of doing that. So I just have a set of pliers there, and you literally just unscrew it. So using a set of pliers, just grab it. It doesn't really take much effort or force. Just turn the plug. You can just use your hands like I did. And just make sure you take this off. And then we're good to insert our plug. Big controversy on whether to put anti-seize on the plugs. I'll leave it up to you guys. You can actually go to NGK's website and they do actually put a coating on here. And they actually say not to put anti-seize on there. I know a bunch of people will still argue against that, but do as you wish. I'm gonna go ahead, put the plugs in, and then this part's done. Install our last plug, and don't go crazy on these, you guys. If you wanna try and find a torque spec, go for it, but just use common sense. Don't be like wrenching on the end of the handle with it. Just, you know, just go by feel, and you'll feel the actual crush sleeve condense. And always don't try to just ratchet these in. Put them in by hand until you can't turn them no more. And then what I like to do is just put my hand up here, not on the end, and just turn it. And you'll feel the plug stop right there. Don't go wrenching on the end. Right here is enough. Like I said, just snug them down and then you're good to go. So as for the boots, go ahead and we'll just click these back down. So they just push down and then you can reinstall your clip until you hear it click like that. And the same for the next two. All right, so next we'll remove our oil filter. So this is one of those 6-point screws, but I've got an 8 mil here. It's a 6.8 mil socket and fits pretty good. So just gonna loosen this off and then we'll remove the lid here. All right, so here is our cap. What I went ahead and did was I just used a little flat screwdriver once I loosened the bolt and just kind of worked it around until it came out. Because it's held in by this O-ring here, so it's kind of holding it in. And then here's our oil filter, which I'm probably going to grab a rag. Maybe I might get away with it since I haven't started it in a little bit. And there's our old oil filter. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff out of here. Alright, so here we go with our 3 O-rings from the kit. So this one looks like it's probably going to be the most challenging to get at, is the one that's in here. Maybe not. So the whole bolt comes out once you push on it. I'll roll this over the edge. Here's the new one. Same thing. Put it through here. Roll that over. And then it's going to go up there and back in the lid. then this one, there's a larger one. This is the bigger one out of the two. And then this is the smaller one. So there's two different sizes, so just pay attention to which one's which. I'm just gonna clean out the grooves. So there we go. I'm gonna put on the smaller one at the top first. The bigger one will go at the bottom. Okay, so there it is. And then once we actually go to install this, you guys, let's put some fresh oil on them just to help it seat down. That way it's not a bugger to remove later. So just put some fresh oil on your O-rings before we install this. So let's go ahead, we'll get the new filter in there. It's just gonna drop down, then we can reinstall the cap with our bolt. So here we are installing our filter, and we also put oil on the O-rings like we mentioned. We're installing the cap right here. You can use the bolt to suck it down, or you can try to tap down on the cap. The bolt is long enough that you can use it to evenly suck down the cap. Okay, so it looks like I got almost 3 liters out of that thing. So works pretty good. Now, just for the easy part, I'm gonna go ahead, remove the red fill cap over there, and we're gonna fill this thing up with oil. We'll double check the oil, and she's pretty much good to go. All right, so thanks for watching, guys. If you guys found this helpful or informative, make sure you give it a thumbs up for me. Check out the other videos on the channel. Subscribe so you're notified when I post a new video. Everything that we use today will be linked down in the description. So where you can find a good deal on the plugs, the oil filter, and all that stuff. I'll link it down below for you guys. Also, like I mentioned, I'm gonna be changing out the fuel filters, so definitely stick around for that video if it's something you're interested, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.